I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy? I think viewership will continue to go down unless we switch things back up.
On that TNT opening night, there were two games. There were 162 threes shot in those two games alone. Guys like Anthony Edwards right now are shooting like 10 threes a game. They were shooting half of that last year. And when asked, what do you think about people that want you to drive to the lane? He says, F them.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, back again. Marlo knows basketball and Marlo knows boxing. Back at y'all with another one. The NBA ratings are down. They are down and they continue to plummet. And I feel like there's only one team and really one man that should hold most of the blame. Just like hip-hop purists feel like rap music has been on the decline for a long time now. It once was the most popular genre of music in the world. It no longer is. I feel like there's one man to blame for that as well. The one man that we have to blame for the state of rap music being in the position that it is obviously Lil Wayne. And him and Stephen Curry have a lot in common with that, because the reason why the NBA's ratings are going down, they're going down to the toilet. It's because of Stephen Curry. It's because of Stephen Curry. These two guys both messed the game up. And it's not really their fault because they're good at what they do. But they were so good at what they do that it caused everybody else to copy them. And a copycat league is not what we need in the NBA. And that's not what we needed in rap music either. You see, 20 years ago, we had teams that had their own identities. Everybody didn't want to get up 100 threes a game. Everybody played in their own way. We had the Detroit Pistons that you knew was going to grind it out, make it a half-court game, and put immense pressure on your team defensively. We had the Spurs, who you knew were going to use fundamentals and a multitude of plays and a mass playbook by Greg Popovich to get everybody involved and center around Tim Duncan, who is the big fundamental, and everything will revolve around him going inside and out, but also using Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker to have an outside-in attack. And of course you had Kobe and Shaq, who is the greatest duo ever in NBA history. Kobe Bryant, of course, was going to dominate with his one-on-one game from the perimeter and his perimeter defense. Shaq was going to dominate you on the inside with size and strength that could not be matched, that would force double teams, that would cause you to have to leave Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, and guys like that open. And an attack of the triangle offense that only Phil Jackson was a master of, and he showed that with the Bulls and the Lakers. But it was a different game plan for each team. Nowadays, everybody has the same game plan. And back then, you did have teams that were shooting a lot of threes. Teams like the Suns, Mike D'Antoni, of course, orchestrated that version of the NBA offense first. You had teams like the Pacers, in which Reggie Miller used to shoot a lot of threes. But nowadays, all 30 teams are coming with this same game plan that the Suns had. Same exact game plan. And it's all Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors' fault. The NBA also has themselves to blame because they bent the rules in favor of the Golden State Warriors in the mid-2010s, 2014, 2015. They bent the rules in their favor. And now the ratings are continuing to drop, and it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. They need to change the rules back back to real basketball. The first thing that the NBA did to bend the rules in the Golden State Warriors and Stephen Curry's favor is they allowed moving screens. The referees would not call moving screens on the Golden State Warriors, in which this is why Stephen Curry was able to dominate the way he was. He wasn't creating all those three-point shots on his own. They were using moving screens to get him open for half of those shots that he was making. Not only him, but Klay Thompson as well. It got to a point where these moving screens became so egregious, and the referees just swallowed the whistle. I know they see this. You're supposed to set your feet. You're not supposed to move at all when you set a screen. Look at this. Look at this. He's continuing to move to get Stephen Curry open. Is that a screen or is he blocking for him? It looks like an NFL block to me. Stephen Curry was not creating. He's not dominating, getting all these threes off, all these shots off on his own. They're moving screens that were getting him open. And that really changed the league. That changed the league because they stopped calling them. They just stopped calling moving screens. So now, not only do the Golden State Warriors utilize moving screens continuously, but now the whole league does it. The whole NBA does it. And there's a lot of players that benefit from it. No defense, no physicality. You don't call moving screens. You can't play defense anymore. So now nobody fights through screens and they switch everything. Now you got players like Luka Doncic who uses a screen on almost every play as well so that he can get mismatches. Take a look at this clutch shot that he hit in the playoffs against Rudy Gobert. That was because of a switch. Rudy Gobert wasn't supposed to be on him, but they set the screen on purpose to get him the mismatch because now nobody fights through a screen. They switch everything. So they just allow players like Luka Doncic to take advantage of mismatches. When in days past, when they used to call moving screens, when they used to allow hand checking and physicality on defense, you could fight through a screen. And Luka Doncic would have had to do this against Anthony Edwards. He would have had to do this against a perimeter, the other team's best perimeter defender, instead of just calling for a screen and getting an easy mismatch against their center. And I know this is probably going to hurt a lot of Stephen Curry fans' feelings because they like to believe and they like to tell everybody that Stephen Curry is just doing all this on his own and he's not using moving screens and he's waving away screens and waving away picks like he Michael Jordan. Nah, he's the opposite of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan waved away screens. He waved away picks. Stephen Curry probably has used more screens during his career than any player in NBA history. And a lot of them, I'd say a good 70% of them were moving screens, illegal screens. And at the end of the day, I just don't want to hear that argument for Stephen Curry anymore in regards to trying to prop him up saying that he changed the game. Yeah, he did change the game, but he changed it for the worse. Just like Lil Wayne changed the game for the worse. Everybody talks about, oh, well, Lil Wayne, every rapper is out here trying to imitate him. Every rapper's trying to imitate him. And they were so upset that he didn't get that Super Bowl spot.
I think that Jay-Z made the best decision ever.
Well, I don't want this, but I don't want to do. I don't want to do, but I don't do. I
Is that, bro? Put that on stage. That's hot.
I'm millionaire. I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career, it doesn't.
When you listen to that today, it sounds like
I'm a wild woman. She get your braids.
if you actually go back and listen to the record, it's just like, what's he saying? He's high on pills.
You don't want to see that on the Super Bowl stage. That's why I'm glad Kendrick Lamar got the nod over Lil Wayne. Yes, Lil Wayne changed the game probably more than anybody in hip-hop history, but he changed it for the worse. And so did Stephen Curry. Yes, Lil Wayne is a great rapper, and Stephen Curry is the greatest shooter of all time, but the way that Lil Wayne raps and the way that Stephen Curry plays, that's not the way that basketball is supposed to be played, and that's not the way that rap music is supposed to be. Everybody's not supposed to play like that. Everybody's not supposed to sound like that. I mean, that's why people are turning the NBA off and the ratings are going down, because people don't want to see this.
What the hell was that?